Go.
Good day, Mr. Pfebve.
Good day, Gillian.
Earlier on, you told me that tomorrow, 25th May 2016, is Africa Day. What does it mean to you?
Good. Gillian, I want to remind you of your roots, that you are an African. Irrespective of the fact that you are in UK, every year on the 25th of May, all Africans all over the world do come together in celebrating their culture, in celebrating their Ubuntu, their Hunism. Now, maybe I need just to tell you the origin of the Africa Day. Africa Day was a day which was launched in 1963 by the founding fathers of Africa, including Julius Nyerere, Mobutu Sese Seko, and Traore. Then most of Africa was colonized by the West, including Zimbabwe, for example, was still colonized by the British. So the organization, which was Organization of African Unit, the objectives was to find solidarity with other member states that were still fighting colonialism. 40 years down the line, 50 years down the line, that organization has now changed to African Union. So the focus of Africa has changed. The principles remain the same, and that is of solidarity of African member states, its people, and coming together to find a common solution for development. So yes, that is the day for tomorrow, which is the 25th. And I hope you will join your fellow Africans in celebrating this important day. Gillian?
The Africa that I know is on TV. Poverty, Ebola, and diseases. Is that what it is?
Well, not really. Yeah, it's quite a very provocative question, should I say. I know this is what the Western media want to portray Africa, but let me say that Africa is a rich continent with a rich culture, with a diverse people in terms of their ethnicity, in terms of the language that enriches the continent. Africa is a rising continent in terms of the development. And maybe let me just give you a bit of some statistics in terms of what Africa is all about. Africa is home to about 1.03 billion people. And not all those billion people are disease prone or living in abject poverty. We have parts of Africa with other countries like South Africa, which is almost first world country. We've got other countries coming up. Countries like Nigeria, for example, doing very well in terms of development. Countries like Mozambique, for example, doing very well in terms of development. Botswana, an example of good democracy, an example of development, an iconic state in its own right in Southern Africa. But apart from the billion people that lives in Africa, I also have to remind you that Africa, combined GDP of Africa is $2 trillion. Well, that is not much. I think I'll leave the explanation to the 2 trillion GDP for the next question, because I think it is crucial that we see where we are lacking as a continent. And tomorrow, and again in this interview, that we reflect and try to find common solutions for our continent.
Can Africa develop like UK, for example?
Indeed, if you look at UK, there isn't much resources in UK. Okay, much of the resources in UK